Sunday afternoon. I bought me -1 outside with gray skies. Just a wonderful afternoon to spend in the shop. Got the furnace on and a cup of tea going. What could be better? So 5 years ago, when I built the current ice hut I'm using, I built this hitch for it. As you can see, it's a little bit overkill, and I put a 1 7/8" ball hitch on it, which is way too much. Used to pull the hut with a four-wheeler, and even with chains on the ATV, it wasn't good in the wintertime. When the snow got very deep, I was doomed if I got off the trail. So I started pulling the hut with a rope hitch, actually, behind the snowmobile, and I liked the cushion effect of the rope, but it didn't keep it behind me very straight. Going through the bush, it wasn't the best of times. So this afternoon's project is to build a hitch. So here are the parts we're going to make the hitch out of. Got a piece of 1/2" coarse threaded rod, and I bought a couple of 1/2" coarse coupling nuts for the threaded rod, a couple of 1/2" flat washers from my bolt pin, and some springs that I have no idea where I got them. They're left over from something I repaired somewhere years ago. And this is the actual hitch part, and all it is 2 pieces of 1¼ flat bar with a 25/64 hole drilled through them. It's just 1/64 of an inch over 3/8 because I'm going to use a 3/8 pin for a drawbar or draw bolt. And I welded them to the coupling nut, and I'll put it all together and show you how it's going to look. And here's the heart of the cushion hitch. Here's a coupler that attaches to the sleigh hitch in the snowmobile. And of course a spring, a flat washer, the 1/2" pipe, a spring, a flat washer, a spring, and the other coupling nut. So this is the part here that I'll weld the 2 pieces that go back to make the A part of the hitch. And when we pull on the hitch, it pulls on this pipe, tries to compress this spring. And when the hitch is pushing us because it's a bumpy trail or we're going down a big steep hill, it will push against this spring, which will push against the hitch this way, and hopefully it'll take some of the shock loads out of towing the ice hut with a snowmobile. So our first step is to cut out the 2 pieces of angle iron to make the A-frame. I'm going to make it just a little shorter than the other one to make it, again, to save on material and make it a little bit lighter. And here you can see I laid out the lines on the floor with a straight edge and a square, so everything I know is true. And now I can make the marks on the angle iron where I need to trim it, so I can bend the corners in and make it all fit. So I'm going to mark the angle iron now, I'll trim it, bend it, and then we'll tack the things together. Now I've notched the angle iron. This bend should just pull around, and when it touches, it should be at the right angle. There, we got a little bit of gap now to weld, a little bit of penetration. So we'll try the other one and see how it fits. Perfect. Now let's put it on the floor and see how it fits on our template. These tabs are going to go on the end here, and I'm going to fasten them to corresponding tabs on the fish hut probably with a 1/2" bolt, I think. And everything looks good. I like the angles, I like the way everything fits, so I'll go ahead and tack it all together. So everything is laid out again on the lines. I did trim with a file just a little bit of the angle iron where the receiver, the 1/2" pipe, goes into the angle. I'll put a few tack welds on it and we'll take a look at it again and just make sure everything lined back up. And I'm going to tack it together. I'm going to use flux core, old 35 flux core, just a little tiny machine. It's just light material. The old me would have welded it with 3/32 70/18 because everything's got to be bully for strength, but that's just foolish. This is more than enough. The cushion hitch is welded in place and the 2 tabs on the end are welded in, but even though I had it all tacked up, it closed up a little bit on me. So I put in a piece of wood there and I checked everything and we're square, And now I'm going to weld up the pieces that I notched out to close up. So I'll stitch them together, and then we'll probably put a spreader in just in front of where that wood is now, just so that the forces equalize a little bit when we're pulling on it. Well, we've got lots of gap in there for penetration. Might be a bit of a challenge to fill that and not blow a big hole. So I trimmed the ends off the spreader, and now everything is clamped in place. I'll just weld this last piece in, and that's it actually. Sunday afternoon is come and gone. It's time for me to go inside and have supper with my bride. I hope you enjoyed your afternoon with me here. Again, thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again on Out of the House with Paul.